Joining me now is former Democratic Congressman from Pennsylvania, Joe Sestak. Congressman, I appreciate your being with me this morning. So let's talk about this. When you have critics who say, you know what, you're one who doesn't play team ball, and you haven't been shy about saying, you know what, you're just not going to be a yes guy. Is that essentially the basis of the divide?
Well, I think there's two. One is, I'm certainly not just a yes guy. When a U.S. Senator says, hey, Sestak, whenever I tell you anything, the only answer is to be yes. I mean, this is Pennsylvania. A senator from another state just can't dictate that. Second, however, as far as team ball, as you probably know, Francis, I was called the most productive congressman of my class by Steny Hoyer, with 20 pieces of bipartisan legislation passed. And I represented a Republican district. I was the second Democratic congressman since the Civil War. I won my second race by 20 points in this almost 2-to-1 Republican district. I didn't spend a penny on any ads. I just put out yard signs because we kept our office open 7 days a week to 9 o'clock during the recession to help people. The point is this: the purpose of the Democratic Party is supposed to be people. And so I did a walk across this state, an event every day, 422 miles, to earn the trust of the people again. And when you have a Democratic Party that has sought out 7 candidates to run against someone who has a 100% voting record on choice, LGBT, environment, and labor, maybe when they then say to donors, give us millions of dollars to run against Republicans, then they pivot because I didn't just say yes to put millions of it in without telling their donors to use it against a very progressive Democrat. Then I think that we are in a fight not just for the soul of America, as you see on the presidential level, but a soul of the Democratic Party of what is its ultimate purpose, to be power brokers in Washington, D.C., or to fight for people? Well,
Congressman, I want to bring this up. The Democratic Party really doesn't want you to win here. In fact, sinking in those millions of dollars. The latest Monmouth poll shows the race tied here. Franklin Marshall poll Thursday has you up 6 points. So what's your prediction? What do you think is going to be the outcome on Tuesday night without the backing?
Well, no, we'll win. And the reason is because people are really tired of a system where someone can be down there in Washington, D.C. and dictate through power, through money, what's to happen. It's amazing where we are today. $4.2 million has been poured into this race from outside Pennsylvania. Special interest groups, all orchestrated by the Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee. You know, I called them up and said, look, I think I'll win this primary. This is the second time I asked for a meeting with them. I said, but this is like a year ago, but I'd like to win the general with you, because last time what you did is you put $1.4 million that you normally give to a candidate after a primary, and for the first time in your history, you gave it to Senator Specter. If you remember, I ran against Senator Specter when he switched parties, even though the Democratic Party had asked me to run against him when he's a Republican, and then told me to sit down. The day after that race was over,
well, let's talk about this race when it comes to history. Congressman, the winner of this race will face Senator Pat Toomey in November, but you lost to Toomey in 2010. When you think about that, and you see some on the Republican side saying, you know what, this divide between you and the party is actually helping us. What's going to be different this time around?
Well, what will be different is after I didn't win by a narrow amount, even though our gubernatorial candidate lost by almost 10 and 4 Democratic Congress seats were swept over by an average of 11, what I did is I turned down those lobbying jobs and I went and did 800 events for other Democrats. And I raised $100,000, both for senators who were running in 2014 as well as here in the state. I worked for people. And so therefore, we built upon that narrow loss of 2 points I had. And therefore, this time, to show my independence in a year of anti-establishment will help, Francis. So that's why it's going to make a big difference this time.
If you can answer yes or no, would you consider an independent run?
No, because I really would like to help repair the soul of the Democratic Party. I was an independent in the military, but I want to help repair it, to fight for people.
All right. Former Congressman Joe Sestak, thank you so much for being with us this morning. And we should point out that we did reach out to Katie McGinty's campaign. Unfortunately, the candidate was unable to join us this morning. Sir, thank you.
Thank you, Francis.